Welders, cutters, and consumables. Hey, Yes Welder's got it going on when it comes to all of your welding supplies, and I'll put a link down below that way you can find more details on it. But we're looking at the MIG 205DS, a multi-process welder here. And this particular unit is set up for the 2-pound and 10-pound reel, and this is also capable of the spool gun, but that's sold separately, but it is capable of that. So when you look at the MIG 205DS, this is a 110-220 unit here. So you'll get the provided adapter with that, and that way you can convert it over to the 110 if you need to, or if you need to, put more output, that you can easily just use that adapter on it. So this right here unit is pretty solid, and I say that because it's a multi-processor that's capable of aluminum and stainless. You'll also get the MIG and the Flux. You also have the stick option, the TIG option. And one thing I like about this, it's got the synergic mode on it, so it actually matches your wire feed to your voltage and your amperage on it. So that right there, you can dial it in pretty quickly, or you can also manually set it. That way you can be in control of that wire speed. But as you see here, that you can change your gas from aluminum, the flux, the argon. You can also switch it back and forth, so that way you can use your CO2 or 100%. Now, as far as your wire speed, this is something that is pretty easy, like I said, synergic mode or manually. And with this right here, you'll see that it's capable of running the 023 wire all the way up to a 045 wire. So this right here will come with everything that you need as far as getting started. You'll get all of your your wand with it. You'll get your ground clamp. You'll get your adapters. You'll get some other, as far as your tips and so forth. So you'll get pretty much everything that you need to get started. So that's one thing, like I mentioned, that it does not include the Tig Torch on that, but I'll put a link down below that way you can pick up a Tig Torch that will match that machine there. So also you look at the cut 65, because it's one thing to cut or weld something, but you also got to be able to cut it. So the grinder is a great option, but the 65DS is a pretty powerful unit. It's got its max cut right at 1 inch. It's 15/16. So, you're able to cut most of your stuff around the house that you would need. I mean, you're talking your thin plate up to your quarter, 3/8. Most people don't use much higher than that, but at the same time, if you need to get up into that 1/2 inch or 5/8, that's a comfortable, clean cut on that. So the MIG 205DS, as far as your welder, and the 65D as far as your cutter. So I'll put a link down. Now, as far as the welders, there's not too many options because they're low in stock right now currently, but the 50 is sold out, but I'll put a link down for the 55, so you don't need as much of a max cut. You can save a few pennies right there on that one. Now, another thing we look at is the welding regulator, and this right here is set up so you got your metering valve, and then you can have your little dial indicator, but we always want to turn it off to make sure that we know that we're not losing fuel out this little side port here. But this right here is an awesome little device. That way it quickly identifies, is my bottle open or closed? That's coming from Stronghand, but this is a pretty sweet setup here. And the thing is that if you're looking to get into TIG, there's certain rods that go with that, and this right here is their 3/32 rod. And also, if you needed the flux or the standard wire, there's going to be a link down below that we can find these items here. But Yes Welder's where it's at with their welding supplies and consumables, from their welders to their cutters to their regulators and so forth. So check it out, the link down below. Christmas is coming up, and this might be something that you start leaving little hints around. But they do offer a payment plan, which is pretty neat about it, so that way you can structure it out for what's best for you there. So check it out, guys, and happy holidays.